Hello, welcome to episode number 62 of Just My Opinion. And this one I'm entitled Self-Defense. Due to the recent video that has surfaced showing Calissa Hood 35 of Chicago, Illinois being brutally and viciously attacked by Jeremy Bryant, 32, inside of a fast food restaurant in Chicago. She was waiting in line on food on June the 18th, around 11 p.m. Police video shot showing the teenager opened fire on Bryant. Days later, when the video going viral showing Brown punching Hood 3 times, on Monday, the Cook County prosecutor Kim Fox dropped the charges. I think this is a very unfortunate situation, a situation where a young man lost his life and where another young man had to take this man's life in defense of his mother. For all you know, for all you've seen is your mother being viciously and brutally beaten. He was 14, so it's nothing he could intervene for us. I'm trying to fight the man and get the man off his mother. The best thing he knew to do was to draw a gun. I'm not going to say it's his gun, her gun. This incident could have been all avoided by just letting the person go ahead and order food. You don't worry about it. You don't turn a little minuscule problem and dispute into something where someone has to lose their life. Violence shouldn't have been the first step taken on either side. But I do understand why and how the young man could have did this. He's protecting his mother, the woman that gave birth to him. That's the one thing you protect at all costs. 3 things you protect in this life: your mother, your kids, and your wife. You don't let any harm come to them if you can. You just don't do it. I don't advocate violence, and I'm not for violence. But when you're met with that type of violence being committed on your mother, she's being punched in the face and in the head, you have to do something to protect her. And to be honest with you, I know Chicago and everybody want to mind their business. Nobody wants to get involved. But how in the hell can other grown men stand there and see a man savagely beat a woman and not try to stop it? I'm not saying jump in on her behalf and fight him for her, but try to break it up. Try to pull him off of her. Nah, brother, it ain't worth it. Nah, just let it go. It's not worth it. Nobody tried to intervene to protect this woman. And her son did what he had to do to protect his mother. I'm happy that charges against him and his mother was dropped. And my condolences to Mr. Brown family, because even though he was the aggressor and brought forth the violence first, he lost his life. He won't get a chance to say he's sorry, he wrong, he reacted wrong, I shouldn't have did that, I shouldn't have did this. He lost his life. And I know his family and friends are hurt because the loss of their loved one. This is a bad situation where everybody lost around the board. This young man of 14 is now a murderer. Okay, he's not going to go to prison or pay the punishment for it. But please, this young man needs counseling and psychological help and talking to him. Don't say, well, he's out of jail, he beat this case, and leave him to his own vices. Let's get him counseling and get him help to deal with this. Because I'm pretty sure he's more traumatized as I was watching the video. And I'm going to say this too. YouTube. Yes, YouTube. You have the guidelines, and you're against this and that, and you can't say this word, and you can't say this and that. How can you show a video with someone savagely beating anyone, male or female? You let that be up on your platform and shown on your platform, and people getting views and things off of it. But if I say certain words, I get a strike. I get shadow banned. My channel get demonetized. How? This was a vicious and brutal attack. This is why I can't condemn the actions of this young man. I don't agree with it, and I wish this never happened. But whenever you see your mother being brutally and viciously attacked like that, you're going to do what you have to do to defend her. This is your mother. This is the person that gave birth to you. He did what he thought he had to do to protect his mother. And I'm very, very glad charges against him was dropped. I'm not glad that Mr. Jeremy Brown lost his life. He's a young man that probably had the rest of his life ahead of him. I don't know if he had children, but if he do, his children's lost a father. But I know he had a mother too. He reacted in a violent manner. And when you look at it now, it could have easily been avoided by you saying, fine, I'm not going to argue with you, man. I have no problems. Now, because of this incident, it has made a kill out this 14-year-old boy. Let's try to give him all the counseling that he needs. to deal with this situation. Let's try to nurture and help him as he tried to go on and strive to have a better life for himself. Just the mere fact that he's 14 and had a gun on him in Chicago, saying that we're doing something wrong in society. No 14-year-old should be carrying a gun. But then again, no 14-year-old should witness violence being committed upon his mother. Now, maybe if he didn't have this gun, who knows where it could have went. And there's nothing that he physically could do to stop this. He's a boy. Mr. Jeremy Brown was a fully grown man. Bless his soul. Fully grown man. This is just a bad, bad situation. A sad situation. Someone loses their life. Thankfully, a 14-year-old won't have to go to jail for the majority or the rest of his life. He has a second chance. But it's up to us to make sure he get the counseling, the love and nurturing that he needs to keep going and become a productive member of society. And let this be a lesson too. It's not good to argue with people. You don't know what their mind state may be, what they can be going through, or what can turn them on to react in the way that Mr. Brown acted. You don't know, he could have had a bad day that day. He could have got fired from his job. He could have broke up with his girlfriend. He could have been arguing with his parents. You just don't know what people's mind state is at. And he reacted the way he reacted because maybe he was having a bad day. Sometimes, let it be. I don't want no troubles. You go ahead, man. Guy named Leroy, I used to work with, he used to tell me, sometimes you gotta give. Sometimes you gotta give people today so you can live tomorrow. What you mean by that? What you mean? You gotta give them the day. Let them have the day. Let them have the argument. So you can live tomorrow and not have no problems and have peace. Sometimes you can't jump to every argument. Okay, fine. I don't want no troubles. You okay? Go ahead. It's unfortunate that her argument with this man turned her son into a killer. Her arguing with this man turned her son into a killer and got her assaulted and led to Mr. Jeremy Brown losing his life. I'm not saying it's Miss Brown's fault. Miss Hood's fault. Pardon me. But sometimes don't aggravate people. Let it go. No big deal. You upset, whatever? Okay, I'll let you go ahead. I don't want no troubles. Sometimes it's easier to avoid that because you don't know where trouble can go. It can start as an argument, end up as a homicide. Start as an argument and someone get hurt. And someone's doing the rest of their life in jail all over a simple little argument that could have been avoided. That should have been avoided. We got to learn to walk away. We got to learn to let bygones be bygones. We got to learn to walk away. The inability of two grown adults, 35 and 32, not walking away. And in the end result was a 14-year-old having to take someone's life and someone losing their life. Because two grown adults can't walk away. Think about that. The inability of adults to agree, to disagree, and not argue and bicker, end up with someone's life being taken. Think about that. It makes a 14-year-old has to defend his mother and take someone's life. Once again, it's adults putting children in situations they shouldn't be into. All because adults couldn't agree to disagree. One man loses his life. A child becomes a murderer. When it could have been simple and easily. Simple and easy. Settled. By one side, just one side walking away. One side being the bigger person. One family is bearing a child and a son. The other family got to put their arms around and nurture their son so that he won't be traumatized or have psychological problems, because he had to do what he had to do, which is defend his mother. He had to do this. As bad as it may sound, he had to do this to defend his mother. And I'm not making fun of Mr. Jerry Brown losing his life. That's painful and that hurts. To even know that someone lost their life when it simply could have been just solved by just, okay, fine, you can go first. I'll sit back, I'll wait. I don't want no troubles. So this is what we have to understand. I see what reportedly hip hop star Nicki Minaj offered to pay for this child college. If he want to go to college, she's willing to pay for it. Bravo, hats off, round of applause for Nicki Minaj. She's trying to help. And these are the type of things that we do need to help nurture our youth. He took a man's life. So he's not going to be right. He's going to have problems dealing with that. And I would, as a parent, would want to get my child every program that's available to help him deal with that. And for Mr. Brown family, my condolences. Rest in peace. I know it's going to be difficult and hard for y'all to deal with your loss of y'all loved one. Very difficult, very hard. Adults have to start acting like adults. They're not acting like teenagers. And kids who just want to fight everything out. You should be above that as adults. Be more civilized and more respected towards one another. This is a bad and unfortunate situation. And rest in peace to Mr. Jeremy Brown. Calissa Hood, God bless you. I know you're dealing with a lot. First, you was worrying about your child freedom and your freedom being online. Thankfully, that's not the case. Probably dealing with your injuries, if you have any. So, this is just a very unfortunate situation. No one wins in this situation. No one wins. And you can get on and try to live a normal life. Let us all pray for Mr. Brown family and Mr. Brown. Thanks, like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can catch me on Spotify, Apple, Google Music, Radio Public. Thank you.